Okay, since I can't do anything about attaching the file, I'm going to try to do this little video walkthrough also. I have my HUD disabled, but this is the idea I had for a kind of noble dwelling or merchant district shop area. It's got some bamboo around the outsides to offset the size of the jungle tree. Jungle tree is optional, but it fits nicely in this little L-shaped wing because the whole property is kind of L-shaped. And then it's got some bamboo going around the back also. It's got stairs here at the front. Bamboo's kind of in the way of that. But this takes you up onto the little porch thing. Got an overhang, lights up there. You come in here. This is enough enchanting, or enough books to do the basic enchanting, as well as a little bit of detail. You got some protective windows to make sure no one can break in. More windows. This entire side needs to be a little more detailed. Have a fireplace that's usable and does put smoke out the top. Little kitchen type area. Got some sugarcane growing in the corner. If you put an item frame down, an item on it, and then a pressure plate on it, then you can get this little cutting board look. Although, why it's not? Oh, right, because the item frame, the thing doesn't pop back up. But little shelves with some more flowers and stuff. Place to sleep, couple of chests, crafting table. Minimally functional. Over here there is a trapdoor that leads into the basement. This is where most of the storage is. It's damp down here, so there is a mixture of gravel and mossy cobble. Chests all open because there's nothing above them. There's lights shining into the area, as well as they are sitting on barrels rather than on shelves because that's just more storage. That's also because, you know, consider it to be potentially a shop or a noble who has stored a bunch of stuff down here. This also has an exit going out the front, leading up top, back around to the front, so you can go down to this little well here where they draw their water. Of course, you get back out because there are waterlogged stairs. I'm using a grindstone with a couple of iron bars for the rope and composter for the bucket. But also, there's stairs here. These lead up to this area. There's nothing really detailing this part just yet, but then there's a ladder that goes up into the attic. Every bit of this house is used in some way. I threw some paintings in here. These are doused campfires, so you can't actually build anything on them because they're bottom slabs. In order to make full use of it, like this side, you'd have to replace all of these with something else, but they do look kind of nice, and it just kind of gives that attic-y feel. This is more the chimney, and I threw a smoker in here just because I figured that it would make sense to have a smoker above where the smoke goes. Tie little things in like that. Crafting table in the floor, just in case you don't want to go all the way over there for a crafting table. There's also a crafting table downstairs, I believe. No? Okay. But around the sides, there's a little fish pond here. That could, of course, be made bigger, but I tried to keep it kind of within limitations of size so that this wouldn't be like way out to here, interrupting the ability to put in another plot or a thoroughfare. Although making a longer pond with a small bridge over it may be a good way to tie this building into another building. Got more bamboo for the height contrast. These little things can be walked through. Again, protective lights or protective fences before the glass, which is one of the light sources for the basement. Mixing in a lot of things, like there's some grass here that can be used to plant some flowers, single or double height, cobblestone, mossy cobblestone, stone brick, mossy stone brick, stair variants, columns that go all the way up. Up here, I'm using glowstone under carpet in order to light up the area so that nothing spawns on these platforms. The platforms themselves could be altered or used. Got that going all the way around. The chimney, like I said, does produce smoke. I used blocks topped with stairs, and then I put walls in the corners. And I think that's about it. I did add, because this jungle tree didn't grow with any cocoa beans on it, I did manually add cocoa beans to everywhere that didn't have a vine, because I figured it would look a little bit more untamed, because most people aren't going to have the time to go up and mess with that stuff. Then there's also this little corner here where everything's tied in, and I detailed the section between the columns a little bit by just putting walls across here, and that adds a lot of extra depth to it. So the whole build is a 2-thick wall, the interior wall with the wood and the glass, the exterior wall with the stone and the fences. I put brick on the ceiling. Obviously, I put nether brick at the ends to give a little more contrast. It sticks out more than the brick does. And then, of course, you could be on top of this if you so chose. This is just a little overhang that gives you some shade while you're in here, because otherwise you'd have to get all the way under here to be under the logs. And then you just have this big open deck that didn't really do anything. I also found that I got a lot of detail on the front. I would consider changing up this. It's one of the only areas that uses raw andesite, and it's just kind of busy. But this way I used these walls here to give some of that extra depth without having to add in full-size columns like I did on the sides here. So it gives a little bit more detail that way. So, hope you like it. It's not too big, but it's also not too small to be functional. It did take me about 7 hours to build, but that's mostly because I was doing a lot of theory the whole way through and trying to figure out how to tie in different materials and how to do the double wall layering, because I'd never done that before. I'm not sure, but I don't think I put the fences on this side. Oh no, I did. Okay. So I got the fences in front of that also. So I like it. I also think that it is a good way to set a style in a way. I'm using the contrast. It's jungle wood planks, stripped spruce logs. Down here I've got spruce floor, and I've got jungle walls. And in the basement, I don't think I really showed it off, but in order to hide the crafting table in the floor, I'm using hoppers with nether brick columns as kind of support in here, but that way the hopper also hides the oak planks bottom of the crafting table. And then I also used hoppers again, or no, I used an anvil underneath the sea lantern in order to make this gigantic lamp. So barrels everywhere, lots of storage in this house, jukebox for entertainment purposes, and the door, in case someone is playing on hard, this is its default position. So when you shut it, this is like redstone power, would that be on? And then off is in the open position. I don't know which way redstone powers the door, but this, zombies don't see it as open. They don't see it as closed. They see this as an open door, and so they might run up here and try to attack you, but they won't attack the door because it was placed this way, which puts it behind you against the wall. And so this is actually the open position, and that's the closed position. They'll try to break that down, but they won't try to break that down. So, hope you enjoy. I will continue using this mostly flat-ish world for testing further build ideas, and I look forward to the next one. But after 7 hours on that house, I'm not about to do it right now.